Well, I'm on day three in living in a hotel. I've spent the past 2 nights in a hotel, and I've spent the past 4 years living in a car. Unique experiences, but different experiences. Living in a hotel has been very similar to basically living in a condo. Living in a car is more similar, obviously, to camping, to road tripping, and the different lifestyles um, create a different flow of the day. From the early morning to the early evening, living in your car is a rush life. It's a demanding life. It pushes you to stay active. It pushes you to do things because from the minute you wake up, you have to leave the area you're at. You have to go to the gym if you're going to take a shower. You have to go to the coffee shop. If you're going to get coffee, you have to go to the place you're going to work from, whether it's a park or cafe. You have to go to the grocery store for lunch. You're constantly moving. And when you live in a hotel, you can stay in your hotel room the entire day. Okay, you can have your own breakfast in your hotel room. In the hotel I'm at, they have a complimentary free breakfast every morning. You can do your laundry at the hotel. You can do your exercise at the hotel. They have a gym here. You don't have to leave the hotel, and which is very similar to many people who live in their house. It's a more lethargic life. You'll lay around more, you'll sleep more, you're less active, but you're less stressed because you're less active. Andre, great to see you. I appreciate you always being first love to you. Keith, keep pushing forward, man. I know depression and struggles of life are not easy, but keep fighting one day at a time, one step at a time. My man Tony, happy payday, brother. Yes, congratulations to all those who received the direct deposit today. Love to all those who are unemployed. And all I can tell you is the reason you show up is for the direct deposit. And if you got a bonus, if you got a merit increase, congratulations. And whether you live in a car or whether you live in a hotel, you need money. Now, if you live in a hotel, you need more money. Like I say, the average hotel is pretty close to $100 a night. You can certainly get ones cheaper. You can certainly get ones more expensive. Like I say, the hotel I'm at here, it's $170 a night. And if you stay more than 30 days, you could get it down to $100 a night. But, living in your car, you could pretty much get by $1,000 a month for all your expenses. But I think you probably need close to $1,500 a month. If you stayed at a hotel every day for the entire month, you're talking about over $3,000. So the cost is different. You pay for comfort. You pay for comfort. You pay for safety. You pay for convenience. Safety is not an illusion. Driving more is risky. Driving more is risky. What's the number one thing I miss about not having my own place 4 years full time on the road? The lack of privacy. Okay, and so as I've been staying in this hotel, living in it for the past 3 days and 2 nights, I've had a lot more privacy, a lot less interaction with the public, and it has allowed my mind and my body to rest. Now, I could definitely see how people rest too much. They get too comfortable in their house, they sleep too late, they take too many naps, and that's the bad part about the sedentary life. The good part is you have a place to unwind. Whether it's an apartment, condo, or single family house, the sanctuary is the place of rest. When you live in your car, there is no sanctuary. Your car could be considered a sanctuary, but being around the public and not being on the road, even when you're at campgrounds, even when you're in an RV, there is not a lot of privacy in RV lots, in parking lots, in campgrounds, in truck stops. There's basically none. And so you're at this high energy, high movement life that burns you out. Okay. So living in your car can burn you out because there's so much energy being created through the movement. Living in a hotel or condo or house can basically make you sedentary, not move enough, where you become so lethargic because you have all the resources right within your own home that you don't put enough demand on your life and you become like a car parked outside that doesn't get used and just rusts away. So you need to find balance. And that's the message tonight. Great to see you, Adam. Love to you, brother. Love to Michigan. Adam, remember, keep showing up. Keep showing up. Keep showing up. Because when someone else oversleeps and you show up, you take their spot. Why? Because someone's got to do it. And when they're not there, you do it. And then eventually you take their spot and you get paid for it. Yeah. Andre, guess when I'm getting ready to go to Newark, New Jersey airport, throw up emoji, to pick up my baby wife and my two sisters-in-law. Well, God bless you and your family. I love and respect you. I was talking to a good friend who's in Perth Amboy, New Jersey, and he was going to pick up his girl from New Jersey, Newark Airport. And I told him, man, you got to stop flying out there. Man, fly out of Atlantic City Airport. He goes, man, that's a 2 hour drive. I said, yeah, Newark is within a half hour, 40 minutes, but there's so much congestion. The wait at Newark Airport is so much longer. You're better off driving an extra hour to Atlantic City Airport, okay, taking Spirit Airline or something like that. And the peace. Why don't I spend a lot of time in Miami or, yeah, guys, look, as you get, for me, as I get older, I want more quiet, relaxing time. I spend a lot of time in Manhattan. There's no busier city in the world. And what I can tell you is it'll burn you out. Everyone has a different vibe that they like. But what I can tell you, okay, is that lifestyle and lifestyle choices create a life, okay? And so you have to always evaluate what life are you creating? What quality of life are you creating? What is the cost? What is the risk? What is the reward? It is true. Look, I can become cheap. I can become obsessive about saving money. Many people who live in their car like that. I shopped at the Dollar Tree today, but I'm paying $170 a night to stay here. And what I could tell you is this, guys. This paper towel costs $1. Okay. But this room costs $170. What's the difference? Well, the difference is when you have a paper towel roll and you're living in your car, you're doing a live feed from an all-night gas station, okay? And when you're paying $170 or whatever you're paying to live in a hotel, you're doing a live feed from the comfort, okay, of a home. And it is true, you got to be careful not to get too comfortable in life because when you get too comfortable, you sleep extra, you do less. But it is true that you also have to be careful not to burn the candle on both sides, meaning that you don't burn yourself out and shorten your lifespan. Love to you, brother. Wandering off, aka Lean. How are you? Love to you. How are you feeling today from the vaccine? Well, it's been 3 days since I got my second dose of the Moderna vaccine, and I feel good. Yesterday, I felt a little tired, but overall, no major side effects. I really don't have a headache. I had a little bit of chills last night, a little bit of tiredness, but I'm just about at 100%, a third day after the shot. So I'm very grateful for that because the first shot, it took me about 4 or 5 days. So I guess everyone reacts different, but I guess after the first shot, my body was creating a lot of the antibodies. And this time, I guess, they were all in place, so it wasn't that bad. Now, I bought some Tylenol just in case, but I don't like to take medicine if I don't have to, so I didn't take any. So um, hopefully, again, I understand both sides of that, but overall, how do I feel? Good. Overall, am I thankful that I got the vaccine? I would say at this point, yes. Initially, I was mixed emotions, and after the first shot, I regretted it. But then after I felt better, I still feel overall it was worth it. I think that's how society moves forward. I think, countries that aren't doing it are paying a price, but it is true that there's some question long term, but it is also true that I know people, uh, even within the past couple months, that have got COVID, that have got sick, and that have got to the hospital. So, and I do know some people that have died from it. So, it's a real thing. Number one, Adam got COVID. Andre, they're both in the chat. Andre's family had got COVID. So, you know, it's um, it's an individual choice how you want to handle it. But for me, I'm sharing my experience and my thoughts on how I handled it. And as of today, I feel overall good that I got it behind me. I got both shots. I'm fully vaccinated. I know, like ESP says, you have to wait 2 weeks after your second shot, and that's when all your antibodies are in place. And so I know there's variants out there. I know there's other issues, but we'll see. I mean, obviously, the cases, the science, the data shows that the cases are going down, hospitalizations are going down, vaccinated people are going up. So the facts are that as of today, it could change. As of today, the vaccinations have helped America. Canada is still in a lockdown. I work with people in Canada. They're in a major lockdown. India is struggling. So, the countries that don't have a higher vaccinated population are suffering greater consequences. Now, again, I still understand the data also that a smaller percentage of society, if you look at the whole, have died. But that's with most of society shut down, and many have still gotten sick. And that's the whole thing. It cascades. If you open up society and no one gets vaccinated, then the cascading effect is you overrun the healthcare system and you overrun society. Um, so it's a delicate thing, but overall, that's my viewpoint on it, and that's kind of for me my thought process behind it. Mary Taz, love to you and thank you, one of my newest members. I hope you had a good day. I hope you're doing well. I know you shared last night that you're going through a little rough period in life. And I've been taking this time, these past 3 days living in a hotel, to think about those who are also going through a rough time and can't afford a hotel. Now, I have a family member who lives in a hotel on a subsidy. If I stay at this hotel all month, I'll pay $3,000 a month. Okay, I have a family member who stays at a hotel. They get a government voucher. They pay $300. I'll pay 3,000. They pay 300. So if you're really destitute, like I would tell people, you got to look into government programs. Okay. Now the hotel they stay at is not going to be as nice as the hotel I stay at. But I want to tell you that there are options. Now, I know you weren't talking about finances. I know you were talking more about health. But what I want to tell you is number one, health is wealth. Okay, so always try to remember to take care of yourself. But always remember, guys, any accident can happen even to a healthy person. So remember, the difference between living in a car is if something happens, if you slip, if you twist your knee, if you get really sick, and you don't have a home base, you're going to have to live in a hotel, or you're going to have to find something until you can recover. Now, the reason I started living in a hotel 3 days ago was because I was getting my second dose of vaccine. And in case I got sick or very tired, I wanted a place to rest without looking over my shoulder. And so, those are the differences that everyone has to consider. Andre, 25 minutes for me to Newark Airport. Well, that's quick, man. And then I don't know how long you got to wait for parking, how long you got to wait for them to get out of the terminal. It's just a cluster, at least in my experience. But love to you, brother. I'm glad your family got home safe. Let's take a hydration break. Shout out to everyone out there. Keep pushing forward, one day at a time, one step at a time. Just want to pull this up on my laptop here. Yeah, it feels good to have my laptop and all my things right here charging. What's the difference between living in a car and living in a hotel? Well, one is I don't have to worry about electricity running out, right? Or water running out, or like I got my laptops just plugged in. So when you live in your car, you're always trying to make sure your electronics are charged up. Your fully charged cell phone is your greatest resource. So I got to make sure, in a hotel, everything's always charged. Air conditioner is always on, lights are always on, water is always running. So the major difference is you always have abundant resources when you're in a hotel or similar housing situation. When you are in a car or van or even an RV, your resources have limited capacity, okay, and you are more in survival mode, okay, and so there's a heightened awareness, there's a heightened energy, and that is adrenaline, but that adrenaline can also burn you out, right? So it's a rush because it's like fun, it's survivalism, but it's also like, shout out to Adam, he does bushcraft too, but it's also like, it's more of a vacation than as far as like a vacation lifestyle wears people out. And so, you got to be careful. Tony, As Sam requested for the New Jersey. Yeah, throw up emoji. Good job, Tony. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, guys. I remember making a vow when I had the day I got I finalized my job transfer. Because again, when I started living in my car in New Jersey, I stayed in New Jersey for 2 years to get a job transfer so I could work remote. So I get the job transfer, and I had to spend a couple more months there to button things up. And as I remember when I finally left the job site for the last day in northern central New Jersey, I remember once I got to Atlantic City and I kept going south, I said, I will never come north of Atlantic City again. Now, will I? I doubt it, but I remember in my mind, because, look, even in New Jersey, right? Once you go north of Atlantic City and once you get into central and northern Jersey, it's a cluster. Now, South Jersey is a cluster in the summer. Everyone floods the Jersey Shore. So, look, I don't know, man. All I can tell you is that quality of life is kind of what I'm talking about tonight. Okay. And quality of life comes with a certain level of cost financially, a certain level of cost emotionally. Um, and I'm not going to say necessarily the more money you spend, the more quality of life you spend. Obviously, it could be true, right? But um, yeah, and the other thing I do say again, like, you can set up this great quality of life by all this comfort, but you can also get more sedentary. And you could also put less of a demand on yourself to be your best self and to do your greatest work. Someone had told me months ago on a channel, they left a comment and they said, sacrifice births creativity. And I agree with that. Look, there's definitely more creative juices flowing when you're out there and you're in survival mode, okay? Because you're on this edge, okay? And when you're in this comfort, guys, I've documented, I made some notes and stuff. Like, I always make a note. When you have an idea, make a note, okay? Now with the smartphone and everything, you got the greatest notepad in the world. But my creative juices aren't really flowing in this hotel room. They're not. I mean, I'm just comfortable, So, that's another difference, right? Like, creativity really comes from being out there and living, okay? In a hotel room, guys, I'm really just being comfortable. That's what I'm doing. Obviously, I'm taking this time to reflect. Do I want to do an extended stay at a hotel room? Do I want to get back on the road? I'm looking at houses every day. I'm still looking at RVs a little bit. But, really, I'm just taking it one day at a time right now, and I'm getting tremendous amount of rest and reflection. Good to see you, Twister. Yeah, day three. Look, day three is I'm in extreme comfort. Extreme comfort, though, there's not a lot of creativity. It's just like I'm just enjoying it. I'm just sloshing around. Okay, I'm just sloshing around. Very easy to do my work. Very easy to have my laptops charged. Very easy to get ice from the ice machine. Very easy to do my laundry. Very easy. They got a gym in a hotel. Everything's easy. That's the difference. In a car, everything you're moving like this. Okay? Now it could be exciting. You get more ideas, but it wears you out. And one thing that I worried about getting a hotel. That's why for 4 years I never got a hotel. I never got an Airbnb. This is one thing I think about now after 3 days in a hotel. How do you go back to a car? Okay. I got mentally, and that's what I've been thinking the past couple of days. Okay. I said, and that's why I didn't want to stay in a hotel, because after you get back into this like regular life, do I want to go back to the primitive life? I don't know. I'm either, like I said, I may extend my stay here. I really thought, that one condo was going to be a home base. I was going to maybe stay here for a couple of days and then go to that condo, and that was going to be it. And I've still been dealing with that heartbreak, and maybe I made the wrong decision. I should have just got the condo. So, now if the condo deal fell through and they offered it, would I take it? I would probably take it. Because like you say, guys, look, my objective for living in my car was to get to Florida and to cut my monthly expenses in half. Did I enjoy my 4 years living in a car? Yeah, there was some great times, great self-exploration, great physical exploration, great freedom. Do I enjoy living in a hotel? Well, there's great comfort, there's great convenience, Uh, and obviously, look, I've been only here for 3 days, so I don't know. I don't know mentally and emotionally, how I would feel after 30 days. I mean, obviously, again, it's easy. Okay, it's easy, guys. I mean, living in your car is a challenge, man. I mean, I know people like to be challenged, but people also like to be lazy. So, all right, let's go back to live comments. Thank you to all my members. Thank you to everyone watching. We got 77 people watching, 21 thumbs up. Thank you. Um, my man Adam, work tomorrow helping them with another driver's route. I'm on track to get 9% commission this week. Good job. Should be about 1,500 to 1,300 check next Friday. Money bag emoji to you. Any member in here, put that money bag emoji and the hand clap emoji for our brother Adam. Working hard, living his best life. Love to you, brother. Congratulations. D, hey Sam. Hey D, how are you? Good to see you, D. Thank you for your love and support. You've been a blessing to know you, and I appreciate you. My man Tony. My man Tony. I hope you're still here. How have I slept these past 3 days in the hotel? Like a king, guys. I'm sleeping on a king size bed, and this is a good king size bed with the good pillows, good sheets. I don't even want to, guys. Look, I mean, I slept good in my car, though. I'm not gonna lie. The only time I didn't sleep good in my car was during extreme temperature, extreme hot, extreme cold. That's the worst part about living in your car. Living in a hotel, the temperature is always 70 degrees or 68 or whatever I want it to be, because all I gotta do is go to thermostat and change it. Okay. So, yeah, that's the bottom line. The best way to describe it is you sleep like a king. Now, I will say this: you may sleep too much, though. The problem with a hotel or condo or house is people sleep too much. Even me, I found myself, I wake up a little bit later, kind of lethargic a little bit. When I'm in my car, guys, I'm boom, 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 but that wears you out, so, that's the difference. Good question. My man Twister, what's up, Sam? How's hotel day 3? I hit that question already. Sorry I missed the past few live feeds. Nothing to apologize. I appreciate your membership. I was off my balance for a little bit. It's all part of life. It's always great to see you and God bless you. Well, God bless you. I appreciate you. And what I would tell you, Twister, is that we get knocked off. You get knocked down, you get back up. I thank God just about every day for everything I have, and I also curse God. I always try to be honest with you guys. I try to be grateful, and then also there's times in the day where I'm frustrated, and sometimes as I get older, it's just a little frustration. It's nothing big, but I get upset. And like I was telling Kay had asked me or shared last night that he had threw his video game away because he was obsessing over it. And I told him it's good to be intense. That's how you change your life, but you also got to be kind to yourself. Now, again, though, I say that, but sometimes I speak bad to myself. And so I want to share that because that's part of life. But we have to try to just move forward as best we can. D, happy you're well. I appreciate that. CDC keeps calling me asking what I have done to stop the spread. Not ready yet for the vaccine. Have no idea how they got my number. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. I've never gotten any calls. I mean, I signed up for the federal vaccine deployment, but then I did it through Publix because, there's two different ways to sign up through a private like entity like CVS or Publix or through the state government. So initially I signed up through the state government, but then I found it was easier to just go through Publix, a local grocery store here in Florida. And then the government only called me once and said, "Look, we're ready to schedule your vaccine." I said, I already went through Publix. And they said, okay. And then that was the last time I called. So look, it's just like a salesperson. It's like I'm tired of a real estate agent calling me. I'm tired of uh, telemarketers. Um, so, I understand. One is understand you're upset about the lack of boundaries. I don't blame you. Two is, I mean, it's a give and take, man. I mean, in one sense, look, if the government did nothing like India, we would be like India. If the government oversteps, we may always be in lockdown like Canada. So, look, I understand both sides. All I can say is that obviously, for most people, you probably know that COVID is real. I know if you live in somewhat populated areas, you have someone that you know has gotten sick, someone you may have known has gotten that is dead. Now, if you're in a rural area where you're in the middle of nowhere, you may not know someone who has gotten sick or died, and so the perspective is different, and everyone is different. Like I say, like it's a different perspective living in your car versus living in a hotel. You know, my perspective on life. You guys see the past 3 nights with these live feeds, very calm. You know, we're mainly talking about philosophy. Okay, and hold on, $5 super chat from Pluto. Pluto, he's still out there, man. I thought I lost you, man. It's okay if I lose you. Pluto, brother, I am surprised to see you are not in the car. Yep. Much love always. How are you? I'm living very comfortable, man. Yeah, I'm in a hotel past 3 nights. Love to you, brother. Appreciation to you. Yeah, Pluto was living in his car for a couple months, and he was very excited, and now I believe he's living in an apartment. And same thing. Look, guys, I've been living in a car for 4 years, and now I'm living in a hotel for 3 days. And you guys have seen it. You've seen these past 3 nights. It's a very calm, philosophy driven reflection period. You guys see when I'm in an all night gas station, when I'm in a car, I'm very intense and I'm very, the windows are sweating, everything's going, boom, so I know we got off track because I know D was just talking about the CDC calling her, and I do understand that. Again, you want to respect your boundaries. But yeah, look, no one should be forced to do anything unless obviously if there's a major issue, the major issue. But what I can tell you, guys and girls, is this: that different lifestyles and different choices create different results, and uh, sometimes everyone has a right to go on their different path. So it's tough to say, what you should do and what you shouldn't do. It's a thin line. It's a thin line. Love to everyone out there. Let's go back to live comments. My man Twist, thank you again, Pluto brother. It's great to see you, man. Shout out to you, Tariq. How are you doing, Pluto, man? I've been thinking about you, man. I know you went through a major adjustment. Pluto lost his mom last year. Like I said, he went from Pennsylvania to California. He was living in his car now. I believe he's living in an apartment. That's a lot of change in 1 year, man. I've been thinking about you. My man Twister laughing. I know exactly what you mean. I knew on the first night when you were in that hotel, you had to, what the was I doing? Look, yeah. I felt that hard when I came back to my parents' place from, yeah. I appreciate that, Twister. Look, when I went to see my mom last year with the COVID shutdowns in America, I said, I love my mom. I was glad to spend time with her, but I knew that for me, I'd rather live in my car than live back in New Jersey. Uh, and again, that's why when I was living in my car in New Jersey, I was happy. Why? Because I wanted to get to Florida, and I had to wait until I can do it responsibly. And I didn't want to keep a house until I figured that out. I wanted to be ready to go. And now that look again, I'm settled in Florida. Other than to see my mom on a vacation, I don't want to go back up north. So like now I'm in the zone where like I said, I'm just reflecting on my next season of life. I really don't want to live a primitive life anymore. I don't know if I want to live in a hotel for a long period of time, but it buys me time. Like I say, if I can't find a place, whether I do the hotel full time in the summer or just partly, it'll get me through the summer, okay, which is extreme temperature. And I do not want to live in my car in the summer in Florida. Again, I did that for 2 years. Too many bugs, too hot. And I'm not that intense. Look, if I have to do it, I'll do it. I already did it. Uh, so, but I doubt I'll do it. I doubt I'll do it this year, not full time. It'll be a mix of things. And, you know, I, I'm still figuring it out. I'm still figuring out, my next steps for my journey. And I think we're all kind of always in that zone of evaluating. My man Tony, even you, yeah, this is a great comment. Even using the private bathroom, toilet bowl emoji, and the shower emoji, must feel so luxurious. It feels like nothing to it. I would hate to do things like that in a public gym. Well, this past year, I got an additional gym membership to the Planet Fitness gym membership, When I first started living in my car 4 years ago, the Planet Fitness gym membership in America was great. It's one of the cheapest ones, and it has the most gyms throughout the country. But the bathrooms are not very private, which I'm fine with. But over a long period of time, at the end of the day, too, when I like to take my shower, you want to unwind by yourself. Now, look, there's some guys they walk around naked. It's a YMCA in the plant, but you can't. For me, I can't really relax. I can't relax, and I see a guy next to me. He's in the mirror, like looking at himself, grooming himself. I mean, it's like, come on, B. You know, I can't relax. There's a guy taking a dump behind us, smells like shit. So what I did this year, okay, before I started living in a hotel, was I got an additional gym membership, which I paid more than Planet Fitness because Planet Fitness is the cheapest and just because they have private bathrooms. So at the end of the day, when I want to relax, I have my own bathroom. So I've been kind of in that luxurious mode, but the difference between that, okay, because again, when you live in your car, you're going to um, a gym to shower. The difference between that and living in a hotel, everything is right here. Everything's within 200 square feet. I'm not driving to the gym. I'm not driving from the gym to where I'm going to park. Everything is self-contained and private and private and private. The biggest thing I miss is the level of privacy that I have now in a hotel versus a car. That's it. Temperature control would be right up there with that. But I think my man Living Free Mobile, one of my great members, he had asked me that, what's the worst part about it? And I said, look, the worst part about it is lack of temperature control and lack of privacy. Those are the two biggest factors living in your car. Now, look, if you're camping, if you're living in your car less than a year, it may not affect you because it's not a full-time lifestyle. If you live in your car for 2, 3, 4 years, it'll affect you. So, that's the difference. Good job. D. Don't even go there with the condo. Stop torturing yourself. I am a little bit. Thank you, Dave. Wait until the third hurricane in Florida this year, and then you can get a really good deal. So, for good point, that is the best time to get a deal in Florida in August, September, October hurricane season. Sorry, I'm a realist. No, it's a good point. I appreciate your balanced perspective. Thank you, D. I appreciate, respect you. Mary Toss, I'm doing better today. Good. Dislocated shoulder and broken tailbone. Praying for you. I still walked my dog. Praise the Lord. Walking dog is a blessing. They say, when I had a dog, that's what they say too. Walking dog lower your blood pressure, and that's what got me out of my house. Because again, for a big period, well, not a big period, but for about 5 years of my life, I became a hermit. I was mainly in my house. And that's what I feel a little bit living in this hotel for the past 3 days. I see how people get stuck in their house, okay? And they watch TV or they watch the internet. They never leave the house. They have very little interaction with the public, and they live in this bubble. Um, and I don't want to live that life either. What I want to live is a more balanced life. I want to have my sanctuary for at the end of the day when I want to shut down, and I want to have a level of activity during the day when I want to do some general out and about activities. Okay, but I do not want to do major exploring. I don't want to do major traveling. I don't want to spend major time on the road, especially with no sanctuary because I'm burnt out on that, and I did that, and I accomplished what I wanted to, and if I have to, I'll do what I have to do, because that's part of surviving in life. But if you don't have to, I don't want to force it just for the sake of. I'm not on the show Survivor. I'm not trying to prove anything to anyone. What I'm trying to do is create my best life within my abilities, and within things I can control. Some things I can't control, and some things we need the grace of God, etc. But I don't want to. I don't want to live a life I don't want to live just to prove a point. Like, same thing to me. Like when I sold my house, a lot of people didn't understand, but it was like for me, um, you know, uh, you know, I didn't care because for me, I wanted to just live the life that I wanted to for me. So um, Mary Tots. I'm doing better today. Dislocated shoulder and oh, I read that already. And then she goes, "Yeah, grateful I can walk up." Well, I would tell you, look, that is a great thing to have the ability to walk. So, one is I'm sorry you're going through that. Two is love to you, and I'm glad you're feeling better today. Pluto. Thank you again, Pluto. Yeah, like I said, it's great to see you. I've been thinking about you, brother. I hope you're doing well, man. And thank you for everything, Pluto. You've been with me a long time, too. Thank you. D, everything in Cali is too expensive. Yeah, I mean, it's a fair point. I thought about that too when I was thinking about Pluto today. I know he had shared that in the past. He was in California. Look, California is an expensive state. They do have higher salaries, but not everyone's making those higher salaries. And it's look, why is it an expensive state? Because it has overall great weather. Overall, it has many economic opportunities. And so, those things are you create an environment where you have high demand. So, look, you can go live in North Dakota where there's bad weather, bad economics, cheaper housing. Uh, so what people try to do is they try to find a balance. So maybe they say, well, instead of sunny California, I'll move to Texas, okay, where it's got some job opportunities. Right now, it's got some great ones, some decent weather, some bad weather, but it's a little bit of a more balanced thing. Same thing in Florida. Some people say, well, I'm going to come. Not too many people live full time in Florida, though. A lot of people who have property in Florida, they're part time residents. To Dee's point, they leave in the summer. Most people who own property in Florida, they're part timers, and all their money's from up north, New Jersey, New York, etc. And this is their place in the winter, and then they go back up north in the summer. And that's the facts, and it's tourism. So many people who grew up in Florida, it may be a little bit cheaper to live in some areas, but they also have worse uh, career uh, career foundations. So, there's a pro and a con to everything, but I definitely empathize with California's expensive. From all the data, it shows us that. So, but that's kind of the reason why it's expensive. So, like I always tell you guys, if you find a deal, a cheap house, a cheap car, the reason it's cheap is because it doesn't have great value. Now, it is true, though, to balance that statement, some things are overvalued. And look, we're in an inflated economy. And COVID kind of played a big part in that, and different things played a part in that. But there's no doubt about it. Look, housing, no matter where you live, is up. Cost of everything is up. However, again, look, even if you were on unemployment the past year, a lot of people made more money than they did when they were working. Interest rates are at an all-time low. And so because you got all these factors, you got the fact that some people made more money on unemployment than they did when they were working. Interest rates all-time low, stock market all-time high. There's an environment where there's inflation. Okay. So what will stop that? Higher interest rates, the end of extended unemployment, but that's going to cause some pain. There's some house values are going to go down. Some people are going to go back in the workforce and actually make less. So the reality is the correction will come, but it will come through pain, a level of look, everyone who complains about inflation, when you go on Zillow.com a year from now, if interest rates are higher, or 2 years from now, and your house value is going down, there won't be people happy. Now, maybe it won't go down. Maybe it'll just stop appreciating. But at some point, that's the dynamic of economics, is that inflation means prices are going up very high. Deflation means prices are either staying stagnant or going down, but it's because economics in that area are also going down. So what society's constantly doing is what we're trying to do is we're trying to find balance. How do you keep growth without hyper growth? How do you avoid stagnation, okay, while still having a level of a nice pace? And again, that's car living is like inflation. Okay, you're inflating your energy, you're inflating because you're constantly moving. Living in a hotel or house, it's like deflation. You're stagnant. Okay, you're begging to put a demand on your body. You've been, jumping on your bed, jumping off your bed, going to your refrigerator, going to take a dookie. Everything you just like, And so this is the reality of life. Good questions. Mary Taz. So agreed, D. I'm in California too. Love to you both. Adam. Got to get going, Sam. Love to you, Adam. I'll catch you tomorrow. Have a good evening. Good job on your work this week. Very proud of you, brother. Glad you're doing well. Love to you and your family. Jersey girl, Lynn. Hey, beautiful. How are you? Come to New Jersey to visit us, Sam. Well, I love you. Respect to your family. And I look forward to all your videos because they're all very diverse and very interesting. And you're very talented too with your editing. You do a great job editing. Very underestimated with your editing. Very smooth transitions. I noticed that. Um, oh, and also if you guys aren't subscribed, subscribe to Adam, Jersey Girl Lynn. And there's some other people. Other people have channels on here. And Jersey Girl Lynn, she's Jersey Life Lynn. She's monetized. She did good for herself. But yeah, New Jersey, I don't want to visit it. Only in September and October. I've been struggling with that. I said, Sam, one option is I could travel with the weather like I did last year and like I've done in the past where I just go up north. Now, again, though, even when you go up north in July and August, it's hot, even in New Jersey. You need an air conditioner. But the problem is it's too crowded at the beach. And I don't want to go to the hills of Pennsylvania or the mountains of Vermont. It's too boring. I need that coastal beach life, you know. And look, if a hurricane comes in end of July, August, usually hurricanes don't come in Florida till at least August. I think 80% of hurricanes happen between August 15th and October 1st. So, you know, once I get towards the end of July, that's when it really gets nasty in Florida in the summer. That's when I'll start to evaluate when do I want to start migrating up for a few weeks or whatever it may be. But, you know, look, June is nice. You know, June is when the warmer weather starts getting nice in New Jersey. You know, and that's when you got temperatures that are, you know, in the upper 70s, maybe even 80s at the end of June. Um, right now, it's still hugging in the 60s. But I looked at the 10-day forecast in New Jersey, and it's still like rain in mid 60s. Oh my God, you know, so I would be depressed out of my mind. So all I can tell you, Jersey Life, Lynn, is I love and respect to you. And I look forward to seeing your next chapter in life and where you're going. I mean, I see you in a lot of reflection. I see your videos, and I see always I read your body language, and you know, you look, you know, like you look very well as far as healthy. You look very well as far as you're in a good place. But I know that you're also seeking your next step. I see that in you. You're trying to figure out, you know, the next step in your life. You're an explorer. You're a survivor. You're a talented person, and you have gifts, and you want to use them, and you want to use life. You want to experience life, you know. And so, you know, like I say, living in a hotel, living in a house, you're safe, but you have limited experience as far as you know, the creative juices and all that stuff. So I feel it. Look, even 3 days in a hotel, you know, like everything gets stagnant. You know what I mean? Everything is convenient as fuck, but everything's stagnant. But I don't know if I want to go back to extreme survival mode, exploration mode. You know, I don't know. You know, like I say, it's going to be interesting after these 7 days, 6 nights. What I do because I don't know. If I want to go back to that place mentally, I got to turn a switch back on in my mind to go to that intense place. And I'll have to see, you know, how I want to do that. But love to you, Jersey Life, Flynn. D. Lived for a few years in cabin in the woods. No water, electricity, or outhouse. Till this day, I appreciated running water to no end. Oh, yeah. Look, once you lived a basic life, whether you were camping, whether you grew up in a third world country or whether you went through an extreme stint with poverty, you appreciate convenience. Uh, Now, look, it is true when you have too much convenience, you get too lethargic. So, you know, again, we go back to balance. Pat Go, hey Pat Go, how are you? Great to see you, Pat Go. Very positive person. Hey Sam, great channel. I appreciate that great comment. Palm tree emoji to you. Thank you for your wonderful, funny comments. I appreciate that, Pat Go. D. Andre has a beautiful scenery and really cool music. Yes, Andre also has a channel. Please subscribe to Andre. He's got one video that went viral about like some type of wild animal. He was taping them in a zoo, and he got like a couple 100,000 views on that. Wandering off, aka Aline. Hey, Aline. Came back to Oof. Let's read this one. She goes, came back to Minnesota after being in Florida for 4 months and already missing Florida. Yeah, once you go Florida, you never go back. North is overrated even in the summer. Well, I agree. I do agree. If you, especially if you go to the right parts of Florida, because it's like people go to Bermuda, people go to Cancun, people go to these places in the tropics. What you don't realize is South Florida is the tropics, but it's the first world. You know what I mean? So when you go to these little islands, these are like third world countries, but they got resort areas. You don't want to go off these resort areas. Okay, so but when you're in Florida, guys, there's you again, you got the infrastructure of a developed country, and look, to me, it's like it's the coconut and dreams. It's the Tom Cruise life while you're still in America. It's the you go down to Bermuda to be a bartender and you stay there. But you're in South Florida. You're not in Bermuda, and you know, let's just take a hydration break because I agree. My man Infinity, what's up, Sam? Infinity, I'm so comfortable, but I'm also so lethargic. I just feel like lazy a little bit. I feel not juiced up, but I feel very comfortable. That's how living in a hotel feels. It's just like, look, I got a fucking key that scans my door. I got an ice machine. I got a gym. I got a pool. I got everything. And I don't even have to get in my car. So how do I feel? I feel like a lazy American. Uh, but is that a bad thing? No, that's how I feel. Now look, when I live in my car, I feel like I don't know, man. Yeah, there's an intensity, man. But I really don't know if I want to go that intense anymore. Uh, I gotta get to the home base. That's where I'm going next. I don't think I want to live in a hotel long term. But it's going to be a short term bridge, whether I do it periodically or on a monthly basis. Uh, look, fucking Infinity. I woke up to free breakfast in the lobby. Okay? Fucking giving out Cheerios, milk. I don't do anything. And I'm paying for it, but I mean, come on, look at this. So, I feel like having some right now. There's going to be more tomorrow. It's plentiful free Cheerios. Yeah, I'm gonna eat some too, right on live air. I got some people that watch my videos. They go, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're smacking gum on the video." I said, "What type of people? Why do you even care?" Yeah, I don't know. Man. People are sick, man. They got like mental. Let's stay positive. I want to stay positive. They get all upset. Thank you, everyone. Click that thumbs up if you could. How many people? 91 people watching me live in a hotel eating free Cheerios. Shout out to America, man. You live in a hotel, you eat Cheerios, you got a monetized YouTube channel. Life's easy, man. Life's fucking easy, guys. Man. Come on. Fucking free spoon from Wawa. Yeah, guys, come on. Yeah, this is interesting. I'm living in a hotel, guys. I'm fucking writing all this off too, taxes. I watched this other guy on YouTube. He's a critic. He's a critic. He made a video about love the trolls, right? Oh, hold on, we got super chat guys. They're paying me to eat Cheerios. I love capitalism. $10 super chat. Love you and your child. Thank you. You can tell when you're out of balance. Things don't go right. Well, I agree with that, man. I agree with that. When you're out of balance, like they say in electricity, you drop the load. So what I can tell you, Keith, is thank you, brother. You've been very gracious to me, and I don't laugh at that. I'm thankful for it. So I appreciate that. I appreciate everyone who supports the channel. Thank you, brother, for your love. And Maritaz laughing. Yes, laughter is good for the soul. Good super sticker. Thank you, Maritaz. I appreciate that, Maritaz. I'm glad you're feeling better today. Thank you, Keith. Thank you, Maritaz. Thank you, Pluto. Thank you to all my members. Appreciate you. But like I was saying, I'm watching this one guy. He's a critic. Okay, he's a critic. He made a video about love the trolls, love the trolls. Then he gets criticized and he can't take it. And then he come, why? There, no one likes me. No one says anything positive about it. You can't have it both ways. The guy's a total hypocrite. I like the guy, but I'm also saying this guy's videos suck. And then he makes he tells other people, like you're making videos about driving around, you're not showing anything exciting. And then today the guy makes a video, he's driving around, he's showing nothing exciting. He's a fucking hypocrite. Don't go too far with the criticism because you can't take it either. This guy's a fraud. I hate to say it. He's a fraud. Okay? Nice guy, okay? But he's a fraud. Okay? He could talk all he wants, okay, about critics are needed, but he can't take the heat. He should get off YouTube. Okay? He should get off YouTube, I hate to say it. And the guy should just go, and I don't know what he should do, but he should do something else. Now, let's take a Cheerio break. See, the other thing is you get fat. I would get fat living in a hotel all the time because I'm not burning as much energy up as I used to burn. You get lazy. You get lazy, it's true. Take a Starbucks break. And some of the girls, they want to see you sweat. They want to see you live a primitive life. And they're very attractive. And not much attractive to this. It's like, I'm very dry. All right, back live comments. I get off track. Thank you again, everyone. Um, uh, D says, did I read that, D? Oh yeah, I read that. And I read Wandering Off. Infinity, yeah, Infinity, thank you, brother. D, this is the adventure. Yeah. D, this ain't no adventure living in a hotel. It's just convenient and comfortable. Love to you. D, you drank the Kool-Aid. I don't know what Kool-Aid I drank them free. I got free ice. I got free water. I drink this. Yeah. Yeah, drinking the Kool-Aid is a reference to a pastor in the 60s or 70s named Jim Jones. Not the rapper Jim Jones from Dipset, but there was a preacher called Jim Jones. And I believe he's from Alabama or Mississippi. But he migrated to California and he created this church. And then he had got everyone from the church in California, and I think they went to Ghana. I could be wrong on that, but Guyana or Ghana? Probably Guyana. I don't know. South America. Whatever one is in South America, not the one in Africa. Guyana, Ghana, one of them. And then they go to this land, and they live off the land. They grow like, banana trees, all this stuff, right? And then basically the people find out, look, this guy, he's not really doing nothing for us. We're living off the land, working very hard. We're not working at Walmart. We're working, living off the land. Our kids don't have a future. We don't have a future. And then they begin to turn on the pastor because the pastor said, we're going to get away from America. We're going to get away from society where everyone's going to live free. We're going to live in the woods. We're going to live on the land. We're going to take care of each other. And then they realized, you know what? I'd rather live in a hotel. I'd rather live on Social Security in America. But then Jim Jones realized the gig is up. So then he says, you know what? A senator came, a government official came, like the CDC is calling D. A government official came. And he said, look, you got American citizens here against their will. And he goes, no, they want to stay. They want to stay, but they didn't really want to stay. And so then I believe they killed the senator, okay? Because the senator was going to basically, bring reinforcements. And then after they killed the senator, Jim Jones tells his church that, look, the gig is up. We saw everything we need to see. Now it's time to take our lives. And how we're going to do that is I've basically laced Kool-Aid with cyanide poison. And I want you to drink this Kool-Aid and have your children drink it, and we're all going to commit mass suicide. Now, some of the people said, look, I'll commit suicide with you, but not our kids. Our kids have a right to live their life. And Jim Jones didn't like that. So whoever didn't drink the Kool-Aid and poison themselves, he shot them in the back of the head. And this is how churches become cults. This is how anti-governments become cults or become anarchists that don't benefit you more than anti-government. And look, governments go overboard too, but what I'm trying to tell you is this is this is the bottom line. Behind his suicide, look it up on YouTube, you can see it. This video documentary. Behind his suicide was a sign that says those who don't remember the past are doomed to repeat it. Okay. So what I want to tell you is this: you need to know the Jim Jones story. Okay, not the Dipset Jim Jones, even though that's a good history too. You need to know the documentary of the pastor. Okay, good job. All right, back to live comments. Um, Twisted. Hey Sam, what do you think is better? Taking the best job offer I can find nationwide once I finish university this summer, or narrow my search to only Florida and wait till I catch something? Well, when you're young, I think it's time to build your career. But you have to analyze that versus quality of life, right? So, like I say, if let's give an example. If you were offered $100,000 to work in North Dakota or $10,000 to work in Florida, obviously, look, that there's too much of an imbalance. $10,000 a year is poverty. Okay? $100,000 a year is upper middle class if you have no kids. Okay, so, but if you were offered 75,000 to work in Florida versus 100,000 to work in North Dakota, you pick Florida. Even if you were offered 50,000 to work in Florida versus North Dakota, I'd pick Florida. So you have to do that. But in your youth, you definitely have to build your career because you want to build your career when you're young so that when you're older, you have more options. However, you want to have a quality of life. And if you have no kids and you're young, you have all the leverage. But you have to analyze many factors. But what I tell you is you want to live where you love, where you're inspired. Okay. And so, but if you never lived in Florida and if you never spent a long period of time here, you may not like it here. Hurricanes may upset you. The hot summers may upset you. So one is, you gotta have to experience that, and things change. You have a different mentality in your 20s than your 40s. So what I would tell you is you have to look at all factors. But in your youth, primary focus is build your career, but also understand the value of living where you're inspired. But you have to consider a variety of factors. So that's not a clear answer, but it's a very direct answer as far as giving you good feedback on how you need to analyze it. You need to look at the dollars, you need to look at the environment, and you need to look at the experience that you have in living in certain areas and working certain jobs. Loved you. D, can you tell I had a bad day? D, I don't think you had a bad day. Don't talk bad about yourself. Don't talk bad about yourself at all. Now, sometimes I talk bad about myself, so I don't want to tell you that and be a hypocrite. D, I want to tell you this. You can share whatever you want here. Don't think that I'm attacking you. Don't think that you're saying the wrong thing because you're not. I understand, though. I understand it's very hard because I've been the same way. See, this is why it's hard to be a YouTuber because I know when I would leave comments and I didn't like a certain way an answer was given from the YouTuber, I would get upset. So one is I apologize if some of my feedback makes you feel um, either one upset with yourself or upset with me. That's not what I'm doing. I respect you. Okay. I want to definitely communicate that. I don't want to control you either, though. I don't want to just kiss your ass to kiss your ass because then. But I'm not saying I don't feel any animosity. I don't feel any disrespect towards you. I don't feel any bad vibes towards you. I feel that you add good value to wherever you go. And I feel you have a right to be upset. You have a right to do what you want with your life. You're not hurt. Every comment that you left, I haven't read anything that you have hurt anyone or doing something to hurt someone. So if you are just trying to make choices based on how you feel for your life, you have every right to do that. So I hope I'm communicating in an honest way. I'm trying to be very honest here. That mutual respect, number one, and number two is I want you to be free to live how you want as long as what you're doing is not hurting anyone. And I've never read a comment that I felt you were doing anything like malicious or wrong. So I don't think you had a bad day. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you did. We all have bad days. So I don't know. I just wanted to communicate that to you. But love to you, D. You're good. You good. Back to live comments. Um, Twister. Oh yeah, I read that. That was a great question, Twister. Hopefully that helped you. D. Just make sure you close your mouth when you chew. Well, I'm a little bit of a rebel, so I probably open my mouth. But I love you. Keith, thank you again, brother. I appreciate you, Keith. I know you were sharing too this week. You were struggling with a couple things. Again, everyone has their struggles, man. No matter what walk of life. Obviously, look, when you have resources, struggles are a little bit less, but struggles are struggles nonetheless. And your ultimate resource is your health. And, when we don't feel good physically, mentally, or emotionally, it's tough. So, like I said, guys, look, I know I'm not perfect, but what I want to at least try to give some thing to you, something of value, is that just keep pushing forward. I mean, bottom line. I mean, I could say something real nice and fancy, but the bottom line is, as best you can, even when it sucks, just keep pushing forward. Um, that's it. That's the message. I keep it very simple. Don't overcomplicate the message. Mary Taz, thank you again, Mary Taz. Love to you and appreciation to you. D, tell management you want clean sheets daily. Yeah, I probably could, but when I checked in, they told me that they only do room service when you check out. I don't know if that's because of COVID. But today I asked for extra toilet paper and I got that. But my mom said the same thing, like you should ask for extra towels. But I have enough towels, and I really don't need any more, at least at this point. But yeah, but it is weird that they don't do, I guess, room service every day. I don't know if that's because of COVID. But look, I'm a very simple person, and at this point in my life, and I just want to, as long as I don't need something, I don't want to bother anyone, and I don't want to be bothered. I needed some extra toilet paper today. I saw a maid in the hallway. I said, "Can I have an extra roll of toilet paper?" She said, "Sure." So, but I got like 3, 4 towels right now just sitting in my bathroom. So I don't really need more. But yeah, certainly that's what my mom says. She said, "Look, if you need something, you paying for it, ask." I said, "Yeah, I will." But I'm not, I'm not, some people I see them like they're downstairs at the free breakfast. I took two. I took two of these. But they're taking like five free cereals. I think, guys, I mean, come on, So for me, I just want to I'm grateful. Look, like I said, I'm living in a hotel for 3 days. It'd be a total of 6 days. That's my stay right now. I may extend the stay. But look, you're talking to a guy who lived out of his car for 4 years. I got one towel. I wash it every week. Um, and so for me, like, I don't need much. I've lived in luxury. I had a luxury car. I had a luxury condo. And I don't know. Just as a middle-aged man, I like simple, basic stuff. Obviously, I understand the point. You want to get what you pay for, and you don't want to be sold short, so to speak. But all I want at a life at this point in my life is I want to live peaceful. Obviously, I want to be healthy. Obviously, I want to have the resources financially to do what I want to do. Yeah, look, guys, I'm in a point where I'm trying to find balance. Whether I get a home base or RV still on the table. But I just want to enjoy life, until it's time to go. That's it, really. I'm really not trying to be Mr. Fancy. I'm really not trying to impress people. I've been down those roads. I'm really not even trying to impress people with wisdom or knowledge on this. Like even like I said, I've been very relaxed as far as my expectations, for YouTube or for life. Um, like you go through different seasons of life, and what you're trying to accomplish. But all I can tell you is that what I've learned in life is if you show up and you do things consistently, and if you do things in order, and if you fall, you get back up, you'll figure it out. Uh, and because most people are not going to do that. Most people are not going to be consistent. Number one, most people are not going to do. They're not going to do. They're going to oversleep. And I even like I said, 3 days in a hotel, and I see how people oversleep. It's a lethargic life. Um, but what I want to tell everyone tonight is no matter what your living circumstance, live uh, and make the most of what you have. Uh, because that's all you could do. I mean, that's it. I mean, I'm not even trying to over philosophize you. That's bottom line. Thank you, D. Pat Go. I love those squirrel emojis. You know what, Pat Go? See, I didn't go to the park the past 2 days. I go to the park every day. I feed those squirrels. But guess what? Living in a hotel for 3 days, I haven't been to the park in 3 days. I haven't fed the squirrels because I'm not out. Guys, I'm fucking kicking around. I'm wearing slippers. I'm sloshing around this hotel, working on my laptop, walking up the street, doing it. I'm not, I got to get back to the parks, man. But I don't want to go back to, I don't know, I haven't figured it out yet. I'm taking it one day at a time. But shout out to the squirrels. I know they miss me because I was subsidizing them with them free peanuts. D, can you tell I had a bad day? D, you're doing great. We're very proud of you. We love you. D, I never feel that way. It's the opposite. I am the one being a pill. Nah, like I said, don't speak bad about yourself. You know what I mean? And no, I don't like that. But I understand. I speak bad sometimes about myself too. But I don't want that for you. You're good, D. You're good. You keep pushing forward. It's all love. Jersey Life, Lynn. I learn from your inspirational topics. I learn from your videos too. It's mutual respect. And you are correct. It shows my body language that I'm speaking. Yes, I learned that a long time ago. I remember 80% of every conversation is body language. Um, and some people are more expressive than others. But Lynn has a very expressive body language now, probably because she speaks two languages. And so when she's speaking English, she's processing it through her normal dialect from the Philippines. And, you can see, when someone speaks multiple languages, right, they're processing life through multiple perspectives. And so when all that's being processed, the body is moving, okay? And their mannerisms tend to show more because, there's more knowledge. You know what I mean? Like I said, I wish I spoke two languages and or more. Guys, I would be killing it out there, man. Forget about it. So D, $3 super chat. Kiss emoji to you. Well, kiss emoji to you too. And D, don't let anyone manipulate you. Don't let anyone take advantage of you, because what I could tell you is self-respect, self-love. It's free. It's not easy. Again, I speak bad about myself sometimes too. So, but I don't want to give you, I don't want to take advantage of anyone, guys. And I don't want to put you on a therapy chair. I don't want to be a therapist. I want to be someone who empowers you to maybe be imperfect, but just keep moving forward. So gratitude and appreciation. Thank you, D, very much. Love to you. Love to you. And Jersey Life Lynn, like I said, love and respect to you. I enjoy your videos. You have a lot to offer. You got the whole package. You're beautiful. You're smart. And I saw the video. She's straight up too, honest. I saw the video she did with her husband about how they met. And even her husband was like, "Yeah, I saw her in the chat. She looked good." Okay, and I was like, I gotta wait for her to come back." And look, Jersey Life Lynn, she knows what it is. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that Jersey Life Lynn can't tell you guys. Okay, like anyone that's been in the street a little bit, there's certain things you can't say. Okay, so and that's why you could read body language too. When you understand certain things, about life at a very common sense level, there's certain things you don't say. I mean, certain things like, it's just code of the street or code of life, whatever. But, like I say, guys, beauty is a gift, beauty fades. Wisdom is a gift, wisdom fades. Obviously, look, it's said that love lasts forever, but even that sometimes God loves us. Why does He put us through this? I understand this. All I can tell you, if you're beautiful, God bless you. If you're ugly, God bless you. If you're smart, God bless you. If you're dumb, God bless you. Do what you can with what you have. That's it. Okay. Everyone's playing their cards as best they can in this world, and you try not to take advantage of people. You try to overall treat people with a level of dignity and respect. Obviously, look, sometimes we all cross the line. We like to have fun. We say the wrong thing, we do the wrong thing, etc. Right? So, look, once a relationship is broken, hard to get it back. Once you offend someone, hard to get it back. And once someone offends you, hard to get it back. It's just part of life. But it happens, part of life. So like I said, like people working remotely, there's less problems in the office. There's less HR reports because when you're working with someone day in, day out, it's only a matter of time before you cross that line of something said or something's done and someone gets offended. Even good people, respectful people, because it's impossible to be with someone so much and never hurt them or they hurt you. So, and this is part of like that human experience. Love to you guys. My man Keith, love to you, brother Keith. Visited my mom today. She is in assisted living. But I can go in now and sit by her bed. Awesome. For the past year, I have been talking to her through her window. That, yeah, sucks. In Indiana. Whew. Yeah, well, Keith, that's a good comment, brother, and thank you for sharing. Yeah, that's the one thing that I think is very sad with COVID, that people, especially the seniors mainly, had to be isolated. And thank God now that that restriction is lifted, whether it's because of some people vaccinated, whether it's because of whatever. All I can tell you is, yeah, that's tough, man. So thank God that that's lifted a little bit. And Keith, man, thank you for everything, Keith. You've been a very gracious man, and I appreciate you, Keith. And I pray for your mom and you. And shout out to everyone in Indiana. That's a tough place to grow up, man. As far as like the weather I've never been there, so I don't want to but like I say, I watched The Ultimate Warrior talking about growing up there and growing up in the northern hemisphere. It's cloudy, it's dark, and for most of the year, that's tough, man. For me, because I got to see that sun, man. Now it's true you can get too much sun. It's true too. But love to you, Keith, and love to your mother. Twister, don't let the Carl spirit die. Oh, the car life spirit die. Yeah, it's true. It's dying, guys. Look, you stay in a hotel. I got that hotel spirit, which is lethargic. Now look, I can stay in a house hotel and be intense, but I don't want to live that life. I don't want to live that life. So look, I'm going to evolve. I'm not going to be sweating in my car in my 70s. I pray I wouldn't. So I mean, obviously, look, if I wanted to go on a camping adventure in my 70s, I would. Um, but I'll figure something out. I don't know the balance yet. I'm trying to figure out the balance. You know. Um, but there's no doubt about it. Like if I lived in this hotel long term, it's a different energy. It's a lower energy. But like I said, I don't want to be at that high energy that much anymore. Because now then I'll just be doing it just to do it. I don't have the passion for it. You know, and I know some people are attracted to the channel just for that passion, especially when I'm intense. Because I understand it. It's very, people need that. You feed off that. But I'm not going to fake that. For me, that comes from a natural rhythm. And when you fake it, it's people know when you're faking the funk. So I'm not going to just jump in the car and say, yeah, all night gas station, crazy. Now, if I'm in that mode, I'm in that mode. Okay. But, look, I may be broadcasting live from a hotel for 30 days talking about free Cheerios. Okay. Now, will I lose viewers? And look, that's why you do your side hustle. You have a main hustle and a side hustle. So you do you. Um, but what I can tell you is I appreciate what you're saying, though. I got to keep a fighting spirit. Twisted. Don't let the car life spirit die. Fire emoji. Yeah, look, guys, the passion's gone. Not even gonna lie about it. But we'll see. We'll figure something out. D, thank you again, D. Gratitude. D, I appreciate you, Sam. It's mutual. and the great people in your live chat. We got some great people. I'm very grateful for them. I don't take them for granted, and I don't thank you. Look, guys and girls, I hope that I give something to you in these videos. Again, whether it's information, inspiration, or someone to talk to who shows up every day. Uh, all of them have some value, and no one's forced to be here. And that's the way life should be. You should have the freedom to choose a level of your own path. Obviously, there's some things that we all, we share in a community organization type mode. But as far as just in humanity, no matter where you live. But what I could tell you is that, look, different living circumstances have different lifestyles. And, uh, life is definitely different seasons. Okay. Life is definitely different people, different perspectives. But life is meant to evolve. You don't want to be the old guy in the club, you know, just because you want to be intense or passionate. Like, it don't matter how smooth you are. When you're the old guy in the club, eh, you know, meaning that you don't want to get caught in the season of life that's passed you by. Now, has car life passed me by? Well, not totally, because, I'm still not settled into my next move. But I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I'm not going back to teen night at Club Abyss in Saraville. I don't even think it's there anymore. So I'm not going back to teen night, guys. I mean, I'm not going back to doing videos about Reflectix living in your car. I mean, come on, guys. I'm not going back to teen night. So, I mean, and I see some people, I don't know, maybe that's just their life. They go back to, I don't know, man. I don't know. But, sometimes, like, even like I did a video last week about the routine of living in your car. Sometimes when but I was still living in my car. I mean, I still technically am now, but I'm really in a hotel right now. So be true to yourself in your moment. And that's what I tell you. Okay. And, sometimes in immaturity, I wasn't, and you won't be. So it's not like, anyone's 100% true blue all the time. It's not life. Okay. So, but like I say, you give yourself permission to be imperfect. And obviously, you don't want to be a fraud. Okay. That's a whole nother, topic. You don't want to be a critic on YouTube and then get mad when people criticize you. What a fraud. You don't want to criticize people for making videos about the same thing and bad driving, and you do bad driving videos. What a fraud. I'll tell you guys, I got a lot to say. I should say a lot, but I'm not going to say it. Okay. And what I want to say is this, guys. This is my third night in the hotel, and I feel lethargic, a little lazy, but I feel very comfortable, and I haven't figured out my next step yet. So that's still in process. Okay, but we'll figure it out one day at a time, one step at a time. The good news is I feel healthy overall after the second vaccine. I got back into the gym today, the gym at the hotel, which is not as intense as the regular gym, but more peaceful. That's one thing I learned in the hotel gym today was no one in it but me. And I said, man, this reminded me of like, when I had a home gym. It's a lot more peaceful. Now, I got more done at the regular gym than the home gym, but I think now with my habits, my discipline, I would enjoy more having a gym in my sanctuary than sharing a gym with other people. I'm not going now. You're going to see a lot better looking women when you go to the gym, but never date someone you meet at the gym. It's a strip club. Okay. I'll tell you right now, that's my opinion. So I don't want to get off track here because we're not talking about living in a gym. But what I want to tell you is this. Keep going forward. Keep going forward. Okay. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you all. Peace.